Hi. It sounds simple, right? Just two letters, H-I. For the longest time, I always thought that hi was just a polite way, a social rule even. But as I navigated through life, I realized that hi is such an amazing word. So, hi, it's Tania. Welcome. Today, there's only one simple rule to follow, and that is to focus on me. And of course, on the keyword of today's talk, human connection. Okay, first thing first, what is human connection to you? According to Brene Brown, a renowned researcher and storyteller, connection is the energy that exists between people when they feel seen, heard, and valued, when they can give and receive without judgment. But that is human connection from an expert's eyes, ideally perfect. But from my experience, human connection stems from something even deeper. It stems from the power of vulnerability. So, today, instead of a lecture, let me tell you three stories from three different stages of my life. And then after that, we can discuss this whole topic together. Okay, let's start, shall we? Back in my freshman year, I landed a job as an English tutor in a pretty well-known English center. I was thrilled, but that excitement quickly turned into anxiety. One day, a coworker dropped a bomb on me. She said, "Tanya, you were so lucky that the boss was sick on your interview day. If she had been there, she would have rejected you." I asked her why. Was my English not good enough? She shook her head and said, "No, but your appearance isn't educational friendly." That comment cut deep. It confirmed my worst fear. I didn't belong. From that day on, I was obsessed with fixing myself. A student once asked why my voice was low for a female teacher. So then, of course, I forced my voice higher. I was too scared to wear dresses, so I hid behind safe black clothes. I was building a wall of perfection, thinking it would protect me, but in reality, it was suffocating me. Then came the turning point. I remembered I was teaching a reading passage about minority groups in Africa. Then a boy suddenly raised his hand and asked, "Teacher, does the LGBTQ plus community belong to this group?" The room went silent. My heart stopped for a second there. My first thought was panic. Do they know that I'm transgender? The safe thing to do at that time was to give a textbook answer and then move on. But something inside me shifted. I looked at him and said, "Yes, they are. And actually, I am part of that community too." The real challenge came the very next few days. Walking to class, my anxiety spiked again. I stood outside the door, thought to myself, will it be awkward? Will they treat me differently? But then I decided to put all that fear aside. I opened the door with a smile on my face and say, "Hi, class, ready for today?" The walls crumbled. They smiled back at me. The air felt lighter. That simple hi was my way of saying, "Yes, I am your teacher, but now I am also Tanya." And from that moment on, I felt truly joyful. I enjoyed teaching them even the driest part like the grammar. I enjoyed sharing with them all the stories that I have experienced throughout my years. I enjoyed listening to their stories, from something fun like a little crush at school to something more serious like a family issue that they were facing. It was at those moments that I realized that I thought playing the character would get me accepted, but in reality, it was only when I dropped the act, when I showed my true vulnerable self, that I found what I was looking for: human connection. Now, let's talk about a battlefield we all know too well: modern dating. Does anyone here know or use Tinder? Anyone? Yes, I see some hands. Yes. So, as many young people out there, I saw Tinder as my shot at finding love. And honestly, my profile was popping, matches were flying in. But there was one detail missing from my bio. I didn't say I was Chance. I wasn't trying to catfish anyone. I was just trying to be safe. I thought to myself, let them get to know my soul first, and then after that, I'll tell them my truth. But that safety was an illusion. I trapped myself in a heartbreaking loop. Swipe, match, chat, connect, confess, and then the rejection. It was exhausting. Every notification became a ticking time bomb. I deleted the app eventually. I thought to myself, maybe love is not for someone like me. I know it sounds a bit dramatic, but it was truly how I felt at that time. But the human heart is stubborn. The yearning for connection came back 6 months later. I re-downloaded Tinder, but this time I was too tired to hide behind. So I went to my bio and typed 4 simple words. Hi, I am trans. I stared at the screen, completely unguarded. I was basically handing the world a weapon to hurt me. And yes, some people could be cruel, but something magical happened with the others. Those who swiped right, they already knew the truth. Those who swiped messaged me. They saw the truth and they chose to say hi anyway. By opening my vulnerability right at the front door, I opened the door for the right kind of connection. Now, with our third story, our last one, let's talk about something even closer to home, especially for us Vietnamese people. Lunar New Year, or simply Tết. That is all about family reunions. But it was a lonely time for me after I came out with my family. You know, in Asian culture, there is a dreaded question that elders tend to ask every young person: when are you getting married? It can be a bit personal and annoying, right? But I craved it. I sat there watching my cousins get grilled one by one by that simple question. But when it came to my turn, silence. They skipped me every single time. I would rather be asked that annoying question than be ignored like I was different all over again. At my last family gathering, a distant relative, a grandfather figure walked in. We hadn't spoken after I came out, and my first instinct was to look away. But then a voice inside my head said, Tania, just say hi like a normal granddaughter. And then I looked at him and said, hi, Grandpa. He smiled back at me and said, Tania, khi nào để cho ông ăn cỗ đây? And for those who don't speak Vietnamese, he asked me, Tania, when will you invite me to your wedding feast? It wasn't a question about marriage. He didn't see me as a chance girl who, with a complicated past, he saw me as a granddaughter who is, well, old enough to get married, just like everyone else. And that was exactly what I needed. If I hadn't said hi first, that healing moment would have never happened. So, what do these 3 stories have in common? A teacher who dropped the mask, a girl on Tinder who dared to reveal her truth, and a granddaughter who broke silence with a simple greeting. They all discovered one exact thing. True human connection stems from the power of vulnerability. Not when we try to be perfect, but when we dare to be seen. So, I have a challenge for you today. Tomorrow, or maybe right after this talk, I want you to say hi. Say hi to the fear that's been holding you back. Say hi to the person that you've been hiding from. Say hi to your own vulnerability. Because trust me, the moment when you stop being perfect and start being real is the moment when true human connection begins. I'm Tania, and I'm so glad I said hi to you all today. Thank you.